Hello, everyone, and welcome to this eTwinning webinar offered by the European School Education Platform. Please note that this session is recorded, and the recording will be published on the official YouTube channel of the European School Education Platform and also uploaded on the relevant page on the platform regarding the webinar. So today's session is entitled Opening eTwinning Involving a Wider Community Through Citizen Science and is organized in collaboration with the eTwinning feature group Basic Skills in Action. This feature group is under the spotlight throughout the month, aligning with our monthly topic, the one of the European School Education Platform, on basic skill science. This means that in the group, and by joining the group, you will find a lot of resources, activities, and events such as this one to discover more about how to integrate science education in your classroom and much more. We have here today with us the moderator of the feature group Basic Skills in Action, Rafael Montero, who will soon introduce you to the topics of this session and to the agenda of today. We have quite many speakers, so it's very exciting to hear what we are going to discover today with all of them. And before leaving the floor to Rafael, I encourage you, if you're not a member yet, to join the feature group on Basic Skills in Action. The link is also being kindly posted in the chat by my colleague Marta, together with other resources that I invite you to check. And I also remind you that throughout the session, you can post any questions, thoughts, or any request of support in the chat, because I will be monitoring that. So for any technical support, I will be there. And also for any questions that is relevant to the topics addressed in the session, our speakers will be there to read your questions. And if there's any time at the end of the session, to try to address them. Without further ado, I will now leave the floor to Rafael, who will properly introduce you the guest speakers of today and will guide this session on citizen science. So, Rafael, whenever you want, the floor is all yours.
Thank you very much, Alicia. Hello, everyone. My name is Rafa, and I am the moderator of the Basic Skills Feature Group. As Alicia has already mentioned, this webinar is going to be recorded, and we will have the video both on the YouTube official channel and also in the group, in the feature group. We have a lot of people, of very good experts on there about citizen science, and I'm going to go through the agenda so everyone knows what is coming. First, it's these 5 minutes that I am sharing with you, just a little about the agenda and introduce the speakers, and then I'm going to talk a little about the basic skills. So for those of you who are not members, I warmly ask you to join, and I will share with you the kind of things, the activities that we do in the group. Then we will have Priscilla, and she will be talking about citizen science. And then we will have Diego Casado Mansilla, and he will be talking also about a good example of citizen science of both projects. Finally, we will have eTwinning projects who have been awarded in the last campaign. So we will have Lisa and we will have Sonia. So first of all, I am going to introduce the speakers that you are going to meet. This is going to go in order of appearance, let's say. So first, myself, I'm the moderator of the Basic Skills in Action feature group. And this presentation is also going to be in the group. There you have my both my contact email and my social media in case you want to contact me. I focus mainly on STEM and developing basic skills of my students. Then we have Priscilla. I really would like to thank all the speakers. They are incredible experts, so they can put a lot of paragraphs in what they do and what they are good at. So trying to synthesize things and achieving this level of synthesis. Thank you very much to all the speakers about this. So as you have, we have the pleasure of having Priscilla, and she's the Vice President of Nucleo. For those of you who don't know Nucleo, this is going to be a very good thing to get acquainted with it. Lots of projects, lot of good idea, very good positive energy, really highly recommended. So she will soon speak about all this, so I don't want to introduce anymore. Then we have Diego. Again, for those of you who may not know regarding Learning Lab at the Deusto University, this is another bunch of incredible, cool people developing lots of incredible projects, always looking for teachers to help them piloting these kind of things. And I've had the pleasure to collaborate with both Priscilla and Diego in the past, and I think that this is going to be of high interest to all the teachers of any levels that we have here in the audience. Then we have Lisa, and she is going to be talking about her project, which is AI and IoT, Let Us Save Verdes Tree. And as you can see, she's a primary school educator from Cyprus, a lot of experience and a lot of good ideas that hopefully we can introduce to our own twinning projects. Finally, we will have Sonia, and Sonia, as you can see, she's an English teacher. She has a diploma in primary education and a master in bilingual schools, and she's going to be talking about the project Building a Bright Future. So that is almost all the people that we have today. So I am going to very briefly introduce the basic skills group. So in a nutshell, what we do is we try to focus basic skills. It's what we do. And to do that, we try to engage in a collaborative environment where all the members of the group share their best practices regarding this basic skills enhancement in our students. And we also try to be a supportive community. Sometimes we deal with things that are out of our comfort zone, these new methodologies. So we try to really help us develop our skills. And just to highlight that this basic skill is something that has all the back from the European Commission. It's something that they really want to focus on. The last results, as you may know, in PISA, in basic skills, or in other this kind of exams that our students do, share that there is a lot of improvement that we can do in the European Union. And what do we do in the group? Well, we do a lot of activities. Mainly, we try to disseminate good practices of our members, and we also try to share initiatives that our members can incorporate in their teaching practice. That is all on my part. So now, following the agenda, I leave the floor to Priscilla. Priscilla, the floor is yours. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you. Okay, I took control over the screen. Thank you, Rafael. Thank you for the wonderful introduction, and thank you for being here. I see that I'm accompanied by amazing speakers and lots of participants. I would like to launch the challenge for the participants to write in the chat who they are, where they are coming from. I think it will be wonderful for all of us to see who we are talking to, especially because I see lots of closed cameras, so I don't know who I'm talking to. And when I finish the presentation, I'll go on the chat and I'll check. So I am Priscilla. I work in Núcleo. We are an NGO based in Portugal, but we work worldwide. So in case you are interested, you can check our website. You can talk to me all you want. We do teacher training, innovative projects for education. One of them where we are partnering now is the Authors Project that is unfortunately coming to an end. That focuses on citizen science. And one very important aspect of the project is the integration of citizen science in education. And this is what I am here to talk to you about. So citizen science, for those who don't know, is basically the active involvement of citizens in the generation of science, in the scientific process. So in schools, this would mean the engagement of students, of teachers, of parents, families, the whole community in the scientific process. And it can be in the generation and collection of data, but it can also be in the analysis of data that already exists. And it can even be in the creation of new projects that don't exist yet and leading new research projects open to the community. And I find that a very easy way to understand what citizen science is to think about the navigators, the GPS devices we use when we are driving. So I don't know if you use Waze or Google Maps, but if you do, you know that if you find an accident, for example, you can emit a warning. Or if you find traffic, you can click on a button and say there's traffic ahead. And then the system will analyze this data and generate a warning for the other people. So everyone is benefiting from this. So imagine if Google would have to hire people to be on the streets all the time trying to see what is happening. It wouldn't be feasible. It would be very expensive. Instead, they are using the power of people to generate data. And this is what citizen science does. It opens the doors to the power of people to the scientific process. And this has many advantages. As you can see in the picture, it is very different if you have one scientist or a small group of scientists collecting and analyzing data, or if you have a whole community doing so. And citizen science, because it involves the whole community in the process, increases the amount of data that is collected and decreases the costs immensely. But this is just one part of the benefits. In my opinion, the biggest benefit of citizen science is that it engages people in the scientific process. It becomes transparent. So if everyone is collecting data, everyone knows how the data is being collected. If everyone is participating in the analysis of data, everyone understands how the data is being analyzed. So it becomes democratic. Everyone can have access to science. Science is no longer exclusive to just a small group of people that are called scientists. Through citizen science, everyone can access science. And this also has an added value, which I can say it's the cherry on top of the cake, which is the fact that it builds trust in science. And in today's society, this is so, so important to build trust and to avoid the spreading of fake information. But why do we talk about it in education? Well, before I jump into it, I just want to do a side note that we have released a policy brief advocating for the integration of citizen science as a valid pedagogical approach. You can access it through the author's website if you are interested, and share it widely so that it reaches as many people as possible with many policy recommendations. But why? Why does it matter? Well, if it is introduced as a pedagogical approach, then students will be learning through contact with real life situations. They are learning curriculum, not just from computers or from textbooks, but they are connecting with their community. They are connecting with scientists. They are connecting with the real life problems that are related to the curriculum that they are learning. At the same time, they are acting as scientists. They become scientists. So they understand the scientific process, and we can build trust in science in the students and their families from a young age. It also promotes several competencies, because while students are doing science, they are developing problem-solving competencies, critical thinking. They have to communicate, to collaborate. They have to be creative, to come up with innovative solutions to problems. They can develop many green competencies, life competencies, social-emotional competencies, you can name. They develop a lot. And then there's one very, very, very important thing. Citizen science reminds us that while students are still learning, they can still contribute to their community. They don't need to be closed in schools for 12 years to then be ready to start contributing. They can contribute always, at all times, and they want to contribute. They just need the opportunity. So it motivates action, it motivates active citizenship, and these are all very important. But now citizen science has been growing a lot, and it is starting to happen in education in a more wider approach, but there are some challenges. And the first one, and most important one, which is why I bring you, is the definition of citizen science. What is citizen science and what isn't? If you go online, you will find many different definitions, and all of them revolve around the participation of the public in the scientific process. But I can tell you, as a person working in education and citizen science for some time now, that it has happened many times that teachers come to me and say, I have a project that is like this, this, and that. Is it citizen science? And many times I cannot say if it is or if it isn't. If they tell me, I took my students to the beach, we cleaned the beach and we left, I can easily say that no, this is not citizen science. It is a wonderful project for the community, but it is not generating scientific knowledge. It is not generating anything related to science. So no, it is not citizen science. If they tell me, at the same time we were in the beach, we used an app that collected data about the pollution of the beach, and this data went to a scientific institute that is now working with the data, then I say, yes, this is citizen science. But then there's lots of gray areas in between. If they analyze, collect scientific information and only talk about it within the classroom, is it citizen science or not? It becomes very difficult. So there is this institution at the European level called the European Citizen Science Association. And they realized that if they provided one definition for citizen science, they would be putting citizen science inside the box. And they don't want that, because then many projects will be outside of this box and won't be considered citizen science. So they decided that instead of defining citizen science, we can create the 10 principles of citizen science, which you can see on the screen now. They are not a checklist that every citizen science project has to follow, but the basic principle is that if you have as many as you can, then you are doing citizen science properly. So they are very basic, like the first one says that it should involve citizens in the generation of new knowledge or understanding. Number 2, it should have a genuine science outcome. So usually when I don't know how to answer to the teachers, I just tell them, you know what, you go, you check the principles and you decide if you think that your project is actually citizen science or not, which I think is the best practice. Here are some examples. We have, for example, the plastic pirates all over Europe. This is a project where students go to the beach, they collect information about the pollution they find on the beach, and they submit it to a platform, and all the information is centralized, and you can go there and you can see the information generated by every school. You have the River Project that exists in Portugal and I think also in Spain, where they provide a kit to the schools. The schools adopt a part of the river, and they have to go at least twice a year to the river and collect lots of information. They collect the pH of the water, the temperature, the movement of the water. They catalog the living species around the river, and many other things. So it's really an interesting project. Another one, a little bit different, that is a worldwide project, is IASC, which is the International Asteroid Search Campaign, where students act as protectors of Earth. So they will analyze images that were already taken by telescopes, and they will try to discover new asteroids, and some of them might be heading towards Earth. So this is a very, very important project. If we leave it only for the scientists, they won't have the time to analyze all the data. But students all over the world have discovered so many asteroids. You can go to the website and check. And these are just 3. There are many citizen science projects available. We have the European Citizen Science Association that has many working groups working different topics of citizen science. You have citizen science on air quality, citizen science on aquatic ecosystems, citizen science in education, many others. If you are interested, you can go there, you can join the working groups, participate in the meetings. And then they have the ECS Academy, European Citizen Science Academy, where they are trying to gather all the existing citizen science projects in Europe. And you can go there and check if any of them are interesting to you. And then in some countries, we already have the national citizen science networks. I know we have ours in Portugal. I found one in Spain, which is the Observatory for Citizen Science. And if you search in your own languages, maybe you will find that you also have in your countries. But if not, you can always go to the EXA and the ECS project to find existing initiatives. To give you some concrete examples, in Otters, we provide the teacher training courses for many teachers, many students from several different countries. These are all coming to an end now. And we had wonderful, wonderful projects done by the teachers. I wish I had time to talk to you about all of them, but I just selected 3. So this one, 3 group clusters in the north of Portugal worked together to create a project for the community. They used the iNaturalist app, which is available for anyone. You can also use it. They created a project called Aquamigos, which is the Friends of Water, and they are creating a mural in their school facing the community where they will put the QR code. So anyone from the community can join the app and catalog the species that they find around the river and participate in cleaning actions to not only collect information about which species live there, but also promote the sustainability. In another part of Portugal, also in the north, 2 schools worked together with the project Rivers, and they brought their kids to the river 2 times, and the kids analyzed the quality of the water. They submitted the information to the researchers that are working with this information. They involved the community, and they become the protectors of the local stream. It wasn't a river, it was a local stream. And then also, as a result of others, an e-twinning project was created. It's called Guardians of Our Waters, and you can already go there and become part of it. It started, I think, by a Greek teacher, but now it already has 19 teachers from 6 countries and 12 schools, and they are all working together around citizen science for the protection of water. So they have organized webinars with citizen scientists to coordinate actions with their students. They are sharing ideas. They are having meetings among themselves. So I highly encourage you to go there and check what they are doing, because it might be of interest. But if you are not interested in this theme, I have a few tips. If you would like to create your own e-twinning project, I advise these 5 steps. So the first one is begin by thinking about what matters to you and your students in your community. Is it sustainability? Is it mental health? Is it peace? Is it economy? Whatever is the most important thing in your community, and then search if there are already citizen science programs working on this theme or not. If there are, I advise you to work with them, because they will already have established a way of collecting data, analyzing, etc. If you don't find anything, it means that it is missing. So you can be the one to create a new citizen science program to work on this theme. You should create collaborations with partners in your local community, with policymakers, with researchers, with other schools, to establish a citizen science approach to collect data about this, and then engage with other schools. And I can tell you that for me, the most interesting part will always to have students collecting the same information from different parts of the world, and then collaborating to analyze the data, to compare the results and discuss among each other. Why is my beach more polluted than yours? What is your community doing that is working and that I can learn from you? You know, this is the most magnificent part of collaboration, is that we can learn from each other. And I will end my presentation just sharing 2 events that we are having now in May. The first one is the Spring School for Teachers. You can still register, even though it's happening next week. We are offering a fee waiver to all the teachers that ask us to have a fee waiver. It is about citizen science. It gathers teachers from many parts of Europe with citizen scientists, and it will be about integrating citizen science in your practice. And it will happen in parallel with the authors' final conference called Waves of Change, which is also about citizen science and education. And we have teachers and students and policymakers from several parts of Europe presenting their work in citizen science. It will be amazing. So I welcome everyone to join and be part of the wave with us. And I finish with this sentence which says, tell me and I forget, teach me and I remember, involve me and I learn. I don't know who wrote it. It maybe was Benjamin Franklin, maybe not. It is not, the internet is not consistent about it, but the sentence is very real, and citizen science does involve people. So we highly advocate for it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Priscilla, and thank you especially for being exactly 15 minutes on time. Thank you very much to stick to the time limit. That's perfect. And now it's time for Diego. Diego, I leave the floor to you. You can take control and go on. And unmute if.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's okay. Thank you very much. That was an amazing introduction to citizen science, actually, for Priscilla. Thank you very much, because you have actually introduced what is the most important part about the question whether a project it is citizen science or not. And this is still an outstanding question that many scholars, as I am, still have in mind every single day to see whether we are contributing to science collectively or not. But well, I'm gonna now present specifically a project that I think actually that it is citizen science, which is called AmiAire. It is a project related to one of the most typical topics on citizen science, which is about understanding the air that we breathe. And the main idea behind the AmiAire project, that by the way, you have the link, is only in Spanish, by the way, but I think that you can use the Google Translator if you need some guidance about that.
Diego, excuse me.
yeah.
Have you taken control of the presentation?
I think in my case.
Are you moving the presentation?
I'm moving the presentation now.
Okay, perfect. Thank you
can
very
you
much.
see that?
Yes, I can see it. Yeah,
okay,
thank you.
Okay, lovely. I was just here. It is a project which is led by Deusto and the university that I belong in Bilbao. But also there are two very specific organizations which take part of that. The first one is IVER-Civis, that actually it is the foundation from citizen science in Spain. And also there is outreaching associations called Cycling that promotes science in bikes. The project is funded by the FECIC, which is the Spanish foundation from the promotion of citizen of science in Spain. Okay, so the starting point from the project is to understand, as I mentioned before, the air that we breathe, and this is a topic that we wanted to bring to the schools. Usually, something that would usually happen with physical phenomena that we have around us is that it is very difficult to observe. So how can we know, for example, that the air that we breathe is polluted or not, whether it is clean or not? So it is very difficult, not because we can perceive maybe sometimes that it is difficult for us to breathe, but that we make sun doves and things like that, or maybe also we have sun in the eyes and a small sensation for knowing that the air is not clean as usual, but it's very difficult to know that. And the reason it is because the dust particles and the toxics that we have around of us, they are impossible to see if we are not using magnifying lenses or even a microscope. Okay, so we are thinking about particles which are, as you can see in the picture, like very, very, very small, even smaller than the fine bit sands or the one part of the hair that we have for the humans. So therefore, that it is very difficult to understand. So what we did in AmiAire, a project, was to think about the ways in which the people, students, can understand whether the air was clean or not. And the reason for the way for doing that, the first option would be like, hey, let's gonna give to them some sensors. And the sensors, usually if you have the name sensor in your mind, is usually an electronic tool that takes some measurements for you, and with those measurements, you do something with them, such as sending to a database or to a cloud server, or just to visualize the results, okay? But we wanted to really be inclusive at all means, and we have devised a specific sensor which costs nearly 5 cents of euros, which is really very, very, very low cost sensors. And I think that I will try to, I don't know whether I can click on the YouTube video, maybe not. Rafa? That was embedded, but
yeah, I think, I don't know, probably not. It's not embedded probably here.
That's not a problem. Okay,
maybe so we can post the link of the YouTube video in the chat. That could be an option.
That will be lovely. Thank you very much. So that was only a 1-minute video, just to explain about how the pupils from the schools, they can engage on citizen science and to understand the air that we breathe by using a paper sensor with a layer of Vaseline or petroleum jelly on top to capture actually the airborne particles that are on the air. So for this, when the people created the sensor, we asked to the people to place the sensor around the schools or on the balconies of within the house or on trees or in light, well, I don't know, in roads or in any place whether they think that the air might be less or more polluted, in order to try to do something which is very interesting, which is to try to test an hypothesis. Is the air better in places where there are more trees or more green areas than in places where there are not? Is the air better in the north, west, south facades of our schools? So there were some questions that the pupils have made, and they created some hypotheses, and by using this simple method of measuring, by using this capturing method, they were able to sense the earth that we breathe and to answer the questions. So far, the project has started in September of 2024. We have captured around the whole Spain more than 2,000 samples captured. The way in which the people can send to us, to the researchers, the samples was by exposing the Vaseline, the sensor with the Vaseline during 1 week. And after 1 week, they have to send to us the picture of the sensor. And by using a website that I'm going to present to you in 1 minute, they will be able not to only send the picture to contribute to a database of capture data, but to also analyze by themselves and to really understand what these stands of pollutions that they were stick to the sensors, what was the meaning of them. For that, we have created a website which is actually accessible for all of you. I think that also, if you can help to me, I think that herramienta digital de contaminación was linked to the website, in which the people should provide when they place the sensor out in the street, when they after 1 week or after 10 days, when they retire the sensor, where it was located by using GPS coordinates, and then the picture of the sensor. And directly, the application that we created, as you can see here, provides to the people the number of stands of particles that they have captured during the week, and then it is providing to the people the quantity of PM10 particles in uniform metric, which is micrograms per square meter. Okay. Then we provide also something which is very important for a citizen science project, because in order to close the loop for any citizen science project, we can contribute with the data. We can be sure that the data will be used by researchers. We should understand that the data that we provide will be meaningful for one scientific objective, but it is very important that also the people can see the contribution that they are making, and also to understand why their contribution is important for. And this is the reason why we provide on the website many tools for visualizing the contributions of the citizens that they have done to create a map around Spain to know which is the overall level of pollution that we have in the country. Just to try to finish, before to go maybe for a sec to present to you the website and to provide some numbers about the AMIAIRE project. We have engaged more than 150 Spanish schools around the whole country. That means that maybe we have more, but we have like 3,000 students already involved doing projects related to citizen science, data collections, creating hypotheses, and answering with the whole scientific process all the questions that they have. We have collected, as I said before, more than 2,000 examples of pictures for the sensors that we have in Spain. And that is something interesting about citizen science, because just to let you know that in Spain, there are only in the whole Spain, we have 60 points where we measure air quality around the whole Spain with reference measurement stations that usually we have 1 or 2 on the cities which are bigger than 20,000 people. But in this project, only that was very small. We have still like more points in the whole Spain, covering more points that what the Spanish government can provide for the citizens. Then we created some capacity building materials. We certified all the materials in easy to read to be accessible to anyone. So people with impairments, people with difficulties to read, people with some difficulties for sight. We have created all the materials by applying to the diversity that we can find also in the schools. We created some workshops with the teachers, and in general, we have heightened engagement and satisfaction with all the people involved. That was the presentation. I have still 3 more minutes. By using these 3 more minutes, I would like to take the opportunity to just present the website, just for letting you know that that has been the first year. But we have some ideas about AmiAire. And the first one will be to try to see whether the project is, I will try to see how can I compartir here. Here. Paste this here. Can you see my browser now? Can you see? Can someone tell me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So as I told you, the project was funded by the Spanish Foundation from Citizen Science, and in the project we have only involved people from Spain. You see Canary Islands, people from many places in Spain. Of course, we have not covered the whole Spain. So what I tell to you before about the stations, that we have more points, but they are not uniformly distributed as they are the Spanish centers for understanding air quality. But well, this is all that we created. But something which is very interesting is that we have the capacity building materials, materiales didácticos, in which we created specifically content for, first of all, capacity building about understanding the people by using pills. What are the implications of air quality in the sustainability, on health? How can we really understand what pollution means, and very small things that the people can really, students can really understand by using very simple words, as I told you, that is certified, easy to read. Then we have pills for experimentation. How can we organize a citizen science project? How can we state investigation and research hypotheses, types of campaigns for capturing data, and things like that. And then also capacity building pills for analyzing the data that we capture and to understand everything that we need to become a citizen scientist, to really know what we can do in all of the different steps. That's I'm gonna open one of these for you to see that the materials are certified for easy to read in every place, and they are very simple to follow because, as you can see, they have a very simple design. They are just pills for the students to guide their experiments, and we didn't tell to them what they have to research, but that was created by themselves. Okay. Final thing, just to present to you the tool that we have for uploading the data. So here the people have to select when they place the sensors. Sorry, very quick because I know that time on the time. Then apps. Then, for example, if I write Bilbao, it's wearing light. For example, if I put my sensor not in the center of Bilbao, but maybe in a traffic light, just in this corner, this is the place where I'm gonna do. I confirm my my image. Then I select one image from my computer, just like this. You can go like this, for example, here, and I'm gonna place, I don't know, this one, just to let you know an example. And as you can see, they complete the area of interest of the particles. I see that everything was correct. Then they offer to me the particles detected by using these very small points that you can see in green. I don't know whether it is enough of them doing this. And then I have the concentration that I have by using some color coding. And then I can see my contribution on the map of all the contributions that I told you that we have more than 2,000. And if I go to Spain to see all the contribution that was in Bilbao, well, that was directly around here. Okay, I don't want to use more of my time. So that's the Amiaire project. My plans are to expand the project to also other fields, but also to make the translation into different languages. So if you're interested to bring Amiaire project to your countries, I'm super open to explore the way for making the translation of the website and finding a way to bring everything that we have created for other countries. Thank you very much, Rafa. Thank you very much, Ethereum Group. And this is all from me.
Thank you very much, Diego. And also, again, the speakers really are doing a very good job. We are sticking to the time. It's impressive. Thank you very much. Now comes the very difficult task, because you know that you are sharing so many things that now we want to do things in. So thank you very much, Diego and Priscilla, for sharing your amazing projects and initiatives. I've tried to put links in the chat. Please don't hesitate to go through it, add anything, so everybody gets to know about your wonderful job and your wonderful work and the things that you do. And now it's time for Lisa. So Lisa, I think you are going to share your presentation. And now we are going to have a very good example of a project. And so Lisa, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. I will share my presentation in a moment. You see my presentation?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Today I will be presenting you our project, Artificial Intelligence and Internet of Things. Let us save Bertis 3. This project is something. Does it work okay? Because I can't see. Sorry.
I think, Lisa, we can see. Okay, now we see all the slides, but there was just a problem in going ahead in the presentation, but we could see your screen.
Now you can see?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, thank you. This project is an innovative one, which is aimed at preschool and primary school students, and its purpose is to utilize artificial intelligence and the Internet of Things in order to solve environmental issues related to natural disasters. The catastrophic fires and the floods that hit Greece in the summer and autumn of 2023 were the inspiration for this project. 4 schools participate, 3 kindergartens from Greece and a primary school from Cyprus. And the project took 6 months to complete. The scenario of the project had 2 basic characters, Bertie and Mr. Frog. Bertie lives in a warm and safe nest at the top of a tree. Her friend Mr. Frog lives in the pond next to her. But the transport is distributed by a series of natural disasters. What will they cause? How will the 2 friends deal with them? Our project focused on these 4 natural disasters: cyclone, flood, earthquake, and fire. And each school was responsible for preparing material and different activities for one particular disaster to share the work fairly. Before we start, the natural related activities. We first had introductory sessions on robots, sensors, and artificial intelligence. Students were asked to imagine their own robot, and with the assistance of their parents, were able to build it. Additionally, the 4 schools worked to put together a book which described the students' robot, and we also held a digital robot exhibition, which was also sent to the parents in order to admire their children's work. While introducing AI, our school had the pleasure of collaborating with the Pedagogical Institute of Cyprus, who visited us and brought Now to introduce it to the kids. Following this, we focus on psychological and cognitive preparation tasks, which included introducing Bertie to our school and assessing students' prior knowledge. For each natural disaster, we study the phenomenon of its causes and consequences. We constructed measuring instruments and STEM activities, such as experiments and simulations. For cyclone, we made anemometer, anemurium. For flood, range rank, thermometers, and seismographs. A lot of experiments. I will share the link of my presentation later. It's interactive, so on your time you can see all the videos and activities. These are some experiments, photos, just to understand better what we did. You see of the kids. And then in order to teach the wider community, we created a collaborative video for each natural disaster, analyzes the phenomenon, and in particular, what it is, how it's formed, its causes and consequences, and how we can protect ourselves. Each school was responsible for a particular part of the video. So we have 4 different videos for 4 different natural disasters. Additionally, we made a collaborative poster about the usefulness of wind and work with the parents to prepare backpacks with which included some essential goods in case of emergency. For the flood, we made a collaborative posters on ways to protect ourselves in case of flooding, which was sent to the community of each school. Also, students built their own anti-flood nest with the help of their family. In order to inform our community how they can protect themselves from an earthquake, we created a cooperative interactive poster in Genially. We invited forest firefighters to our school. They shown us their vehicle and talked to us about forest fires, ways to prevent them, and how to deal with them. Also, they shown us their fire resistance uniform, and then we became firefighters for a while too. We created a lab book with all the information that kids gather from the fighters. And then going back to the aim of the project, we created 4 smart nests for Bertie that alert her in various ways to leave her nest when a natural disaster is approaching. I will show you some of them to understand. This is for cyclone. I will show you this. It's in Greek, but I'm sure you will understand.
Τα παιδιά από την Κύπρο μου φτιάξανε μια έξυπνη φωλιά για να με προστατεύει από τον τυφώνα. Προγραμματίσαμε το Microbit όταν ξεκίνα να δείχνει τη λέξη win, που σημαίνει άνεμος, και τον αριθμό 0. Θα συνεχίσουμε το ποτισιονικό και να μας μεταμορφώσεις.
Ya saben, a partir de la motor tiene fácilmente nuestro reloj. Όταν υπάρχουν πώς γίνουν 12, αρχίζει και συγκεκριμός. Ένα κοσπίτα, λονδάκι.
You see a lot of wind. Alert Bertie to leave.
Hi, Lisa. We have 1 more minute.
Don't worry, I'm finished. Okay, and lot of smart nest. All the project is presented to all parents, as well as on training days and conferences in Greece and Cyprus. More information can be found on the school's website, as well as the entire project in detail on the eTwinning platform. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Lisa. Again, I've tried to put all the links to your amazing project so everybody can take a look. And now it's time for the final showcase project. We have Sonia. Sonia, the floor is yours. And unmute yourself, please.
Thank you very much. I'm sharing my screen. First of all, thank you very much for your presentations. Everything was really interesting. And let me show you, I'm sharing with you our projects. Let me check. Just 1 second. I need to share. Okay. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. So first of all, I'd like to thank you all for being here. And also, I'd like to thank my colleagues from the project who are also among the audience today. So special greeting for them. As Rafael was saying, I'm Sonia Ruiz, and I'm an ambassador from Spain, eTwinning ambassador. And today I'm sharing with you our project, Building a Bright Future, which was recognized with the 2025 European eTwinning Prize in the 12-15 category. So these projects, I'm going to show you obviously a summary of it. So this project shows how citizen science and community involvement can empower students to design sustainable solutions in their own environments, local places as well. I've left the storytelling of our project link on the presentation in case you want to know more about our project. And if I had to start with keywords that describes the whole project, I would say that collaboration was the most important strength and the key for our success. So this is the story of how students from Italy, from Spain, and also from Turkey came together to make a difference. They identified neglected green areas in their communities, and through collaboration, through creativity, and also science, they transformed all these areas into an imagined, inclusive, eco-friendly park. Our work was inspired by the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, and particularly around sustainability, well-being, and responsible citizenship. This is the structure of our project, and we structured it into 6 key themes, and each of them was represented by a letter of the word bright. B for biodiversity, then R for recreation or recreational, I for innovation or innovative, G for global sustainability, H for heritage, and also T for thrilling experiences. What we did was to create international teams, and then each team focused on one theme, allowing students to take their ownership and contribute according to their interests and skills. For us, it was really important to give students the opportunity to make the most of their learning experience, taking into account their needs and their likes. One of our aims of the project was inclusion and how powerful this value is nowadays in society. This is the timeline of our projects. We ran it over several months, from September to May, more or less. In October and November, students proposed their green areas and formed the international teams. Then from January to April, they shared their ideas. They learned about sustainable design and also created a detailed park plan. And in May, we brought everything together into a 3D immersive experience using CoSpaces. This structure allowed students to progress step by step from real-world research to imaginative digital creation. These are the activities that our students participated in. They were really meaningful and also hands-on activities. For example, some of them are that they mapped local biodiversity. They also conducted waste audits and set up recycling solutions. They designed eco-inventions using design thinking. Also, they discussed global challenges through the lens of the Sustainable Development Goals. They run health and well-being campaigns, and they also created digital products to share their work with a wider audience. So as you can see, the activities were really a mixture of powerful ideas of citizen science, also digital learning, and also activism. Of course, this is part of the training whole objective. Technology was at the heart of this project. Some of the tools that we used, obviously the Twin Space, which is the space where students coordinate, and teachers as well, coordinate and communicate. Our students also created infographics and posters using Canva or Padlets or Geniali. They also introduced, we also introduced the idea of artificial intelligence ethics, also data protection and online safety. And most impressively, and this is the final collaborative product of our project, students used CoSpaces Edu to build a virtual version of their ideal park. These tools helped to bring creativity and collaboration into the learning process. As you have seen in my presentation at the beginning, the results speak for themselves. But just again, a brief idea of what they really gained. Students became more environmentally aware and proactive in their communities. They developed 21st century skills, for example, teamwork, ICT skills, communication, collaboration, but they were also having fun while they were working. And they also worked to win the European eTwinning Prize 2025. So this is really a recognition of their education and also our work. So for us, more than a prize, this is the real success, that is seeing our students grow confident and responsible citizens. I'd like to share here, you have the QR of our CoSpaces site and also the link for our TwinSpace, just in case you want to see the whole work of the project. And for me and for us, the success of the project was first the trust on the students. Our students are secondary students, so for us it's really simple to let them work and to give them autonomy. Second, to have the idea of open classrooms and let students see what is happening around them. And third, to invite the community in to be part of something really proactive. Last but not least, they need to have the conviction that citizen science is not just about data, but also about building a sense of responsibility, inclusion, and action. Thanks to these projects, we connected, we collaborated, and we created something really meaningful for our students. And this is all. Thank you very much for your attention. And thanks for the opportunity to share our journey with you. I hope you liked the project. And if you want to know more about us, just click on the links that I left you and you will see our projects. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sonia. Very good, precisely to the point and on time. Again, thank you very much to all the speakers. And now I think that it's time for some Q&A if somebody wants to share, though I think that many of the questions that were already stated in the chat have already been answered. But just in case, quick reminder, you have all the recording and the presentations are going to be available in the group. And again, all the presenters have shared the links. You have the links to their projects. So there are ways of you, if you would like to stay in touch or contact them, in the links that are already being provided in the chat. So Alessia, is there anything else that we should cover? I think that you have already posted some advertisement about something that is coming. Would you like to share something?
Thank you very much, Rafael, and thank you very much, everyone. Yeah, exactly. I just reminded some appointments about science education that will take place during the month, a webinar on 21st of May called the Twinning Success Story 4, which will focus again on this topic, and Rafael will be also there. So you will also get the chance to get familiar again with the feature group on basic skills. I would just like to thank you very much, everyone, for taking part in today's webinar, for sharing your knowledge with us. It was really a great honor to hear such important experts and also representatives of projects that were in the Twinning European Prizes. It was really a great content for today's webinar. And I remind our participants that, for example, if you managed to join, but some colleagues of yours didn't, then the recording is there for you, so you can watch it together, you can share it with other teachers, and you can work on the topics that we addressed today. So just a big thank you again to all of you and to our attendants who stayed with us from the beginning to the end, because I'm monitoring the people and they were there with us throughout all the sessions. So that's a great success. And thank you again, everyone, and I wish you all a nice evening.
Bye-bye. Thank you very much.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.